Okay.
Ew.
Hello. Okay, what are we saying? You got to talk me through this because I'm sick. That's my
Oh,
I'm.
we're
Oh no.
absolutely at peak performance. So it's okay. As you pointed out, because you're a little under the weather.
I am under the weather.
Yeah, you've lost some brain cells to
I
that,
have.
and
Yeah.
you've completely forgotten how to do this. So I'm going to guide you through it like you're
Okay.
the naive young student
I
signing
am.
up for your Common App.
Okay. That sounds really good. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm
Wait, we
Jill.
should. Yeah, and I'm Farrar. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're simplified
Yeah, and you can find us here on this channel. You can find us
here.
at our you can find us at www.simplify www.simplify the number 4you.com, and then also on our Facebook group College Confident Homeschoolers. So we're going to walk through. Jill here is applying to college and
Yoo-hoo!
does not know what she's doing, and
Not at all.
no, we're going to walk her through uh, how to fill out the Common App, particularly as a homeschool student,
Yeah.
and the student side. So we're going to walk you through exactly what to do. We're going to speed through some parts, but we're going to show you the tricky stuff. So start by sharing
Okay.
your screen so we can see what the Common App looks like.
Let's hope this works. Does that work?
I mean, I see it, so sure.
Okay. Okay. I hope it's recording it.
It is. Yeah,
Okay. All
absolutely.
right.
Um, Okay, so this is the home page. So see up there in the corner where it says create an account, make your account.
Create an account. I'm going to do that because I don't have one. Let's get started. I am a first year student,
Mhm.
never too old. So here
Yep.
I am. Okay, so I have to do all this.
Yep, you've got to enter a bunch of stuff.
Okay, we're going to hope that I don't have an account with this email. But you know what? I could because I feel like I have a billion Common App accounts.
Assume that we're gonna edit this down a little bit to make it nice and, you know,
Yeah. Oh my God, look at all
streamlined. We're
those.
gonna
Did you
we're
see
gonna
all those
streamline this.
passwords?
Yes,
It's like all my kids' passwords from all.
for every application they've ever filled
Yeah.
out.
Okay. Do I hit that one?
Yeah, yeah, applying as a first year student.
Okay.
And
All
unless you're
right.
planning to apply later, you can start an account before that.
You
That's
don't need to
fine.
though. Yeah.
No, this is not. Some people start it like, I'm going to go ahead and start my account freshman year, and you really don't need to do that.
Okay. Would you like to share a different first name that people call you? I would.
Okay,
Am I
go
allowed to
for
do?
it. Yeah, sure. And it can be, this could be important if some of your documents have
Yeah.
changed, if you've changed your name for some reason,
Or if it's just
something
important to
like
you.
that. Yeah, exactly. It won't
Oh,
impact anything.
how old are kids who are applying right now?
Um, they
I'm gonna
were
say that.
born in 2007,
Seven.
8. Yeah.
Okay. I'm a little older, so 2007. Oh, a phone.
Yep, that's required.
Okay. No one call me.
Well, you can just delete this. I just figured.
Okay. And then you have to add your home address.
hmm Your state is important.
Okay. No one come visit me.
You could put in a fake address. I think Molly has a
Wow.
fake address.
Well, I'm sick, so I'm not thinking on the top of my game here. Okay. Um, let me see this. Okay. I think this is okay. Am I currently based in a European country? No, even though I am in England right now, I'm not. Which name? I would like them to use my first name.
Mhm.
Would you like to receive communications? Do I need to hit yes for that?
Um, I would say no, it does. I mean, you can either way is fine. It doesn't really
Okay.
matter.
Okay. And I'm going to agree to the terms and I'm going to create an account.
I would say you want to be sure that you've used an email address that you check,
Yeah,
because
definitely.
this is the address that all your colleges are going to receive. And so that's important. I have
Okay.
heard some sad stories over the years about students who did not, you know, check things and ended up not
Right.
getting into schools because
Okay.
something was missing. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. So this is it. See where it says your common application
What?
right here, your dashboard in the middle.
Okay.
So you've
Yeah.
got profile, family, education, testing, activities, and writing. Pretty
Okay.
straightforward. And then on the left, you can see there, and it's also below on the dashboard, but the My Colleges and the college search. And so you can
Okay.
add the colleges that you're going to apply to. One nice thing about the Common App is you can do it in any order. So we can start wherever you want. And the easiest thing to do is usually just fill out the profile first. Like
Okay.
just go ahead and do it because
Let's
it's
do
not
that.
super complex.
Wow.
Okay.
There's a lot here. Okay.
Yeah, but it's mostly just pretty basic stuff. Your name, and if it doesn't have a little red asterisk, like you don't have to put like your suffix, like you don't need to be a Mr. or a Ms. or a doctor or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
And, so there are some questions about like, yeah, or a fourth or something like you just don't need that.
I
Um,
mean, something that a lot of people don't know because they don't always expect it, but I'm actually named, I am a second.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
So
named
you
after
can
my
you can
mom.
add it if you want
I
to.
could if I wanted. Okay, and date of birth. So I'm good here.
Yep, you're good. And so you can click continue, but you can also navigate on the side there between different
Okay.
things.
Oh, great.
And then your
Uh,
address, it's just double
Okay.
checking this. So you had to use these things to set up the account in the first place.
Okay. Continue. Oh, I like that it goes green. I'm getting through it. Okay.
Mhm.
So I need to give a phone, mobile.
Yep.
Okay.
And then,
No.
yep, there you go.
Okay.
Pretty simple.
Continue.
You can
It
add a
is.
home phone number or something if you want. Okay, and then so gender, legal name, you'll note that gender is not actually required. You can leave it blank. Um, and then so you do need to fill in legal sex,
Okay.
and pronouns are optional. You can fill that in or not.
Okay.
Um, Armed forces, again, it's not required, but there's no reason to not just click none if you're not in the in the military.
Yeah. Right.
Um, yeah. But also some students may be a dependent. So that
Right.
that
And
applies
these aren't,
there.
so these aren't required, so I don't really need to fill them
No,
in.
you don't have to, yeah,
Okay.
you don't have to fill in your race. You just don't have to do most of the things on here. You do need to
Okay.
fill in like your legal sex that's on your birth certificate. That's required.
Yeah.
But
So
other
I
than
did
that,
that.
yeah.
Okay. So I just hit continue. Let's pretend I have two languages. So English is my first language, and that's all I need
Hmm.
to click for that one. And then
Yeah.
let's do French.
Okay.
And let's say, speak. No, let's not joke here. Read and write. Okay? And then if I hit
Okay.
that, there you go. Because I can hardly speak English. I'm not going to say speak French too. Okay, here we are. Geography and nationality.
There you go.
There we
So
go.
they want to know
Okay.
where you were born.
All right. Now, none of this is required though.
No, a lot of this is just for demographic, like statistical
Okay.
purposes. But it
Could
also
just
won't hurt to fill it out. They
okay.
do need to know your citizenship status.
Okay.
But again, if you don't want to fill it out, under that is your social security number. I do
Okay.
suggest filling that in, but we won't show you
Okay.
doing it because that wouldn't
Well,
be
I'll
okay.
just do zeros.
Yeah, there you go. So the that helps because if you're applying for financial aid or something, which a lot of students, most students are, additionally, like it will be used. They're not, it won't hurt you if you choose not to use it, but it may make some things easier later, especially if you're applying for financial aid. So,
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. So I'm gonna hit continue. All right. What's this?
okay, so this is a fee waiver. If you are low income, your family is low income, then you might be eligible for a fee waiver.
Okay.
And it lists the ways that you are eligible there. And if you are, then you can fill that in.
So I'm going to say yes,
Okay.
and then you have to sign.
Yep.
And I'm just going to step out of here as the application person and just say, if you do qualify for one of these things, absolutely say yes. Most of my kids qualified for the fee waiver, and they were never asked for more information. It just depends. So just do it. It'll help you. What's a U.S. Drive Mentor?
This is just a free partnership that the Common App does. If you're using it, if you want to use it, then you can. If you qualify for a fee waiver, then they can try to connect you with someone.
Yeah. So I'm going to say no because I have you.
Yeah.
Continue. All right.
Okay. Now you're
All right.
filling in your parents' marital status, and who they are and where you live. And this is
Okay.
important for a few different reasons. They're trying to find out, they want to know your zip code. And that's they're going to judge you partly in context of where you live, things like that. So,
Okay.
and this is also important later for financial aid. That they'll want to
Okay.
know these things as
So
well.
my parents are divorced.
Okay.
The
So
year of divorce.
yeah, and so it's possible that you may need to ask your parents for some information here. It's also
Right.
in a minute going to ask some things about like where your parents went to college. And so you might need to ask them those things. I know that my own kids had to ask me, like, wait, you went where?
Yeah.
You have what degree? They did not know. And
Yeah, I
yeah.
think a lot here that yeah.
Mhm.
I asked my parents
Yeah.
ahead of time. That's how I know this.
Yeah, and then underneath there too, like, if you live with a legal guardian, if you've been adopted, like there's a number of options. All these things are fine.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
How do you know who's parent one and parent two?
So parent
Does
one is
does the
who you
one?
fill, it's just whoever you fill in as the first parent and the second parent.
Okay.
There's no, yeah.
Okay. And I do not have children.
If you do have step parents, then you can list them.
Up
So
to you if you want to
yeah, it's
list
up
them
to
or
you.
not.
You can list
Okay.
them or not.
Okay. I'm going to hit continue.
Yep. And see, they
Okay.
ask you father, mother, etc. And
Okay.
also that I have limited information,
Yes.
um, like perhaps if you're estranged from a parent. Oh, I didn't know I was your mom.
You are.
Okay.
Okay. So can
And
I
then
just make,
yeah. So note that these aren't required, but you can fill them
oh,
in.
I
Um,
don't have to.
and the
Okay.
same thing for the phone number and so forth. Yeah.
So I don't have to list anything except highest education level.
You do have to list that. Mhm.
Wait.
Yeah. The last one is actually correct.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
But
I
then
knew that. I knew that about my mom.
once you do that, it's going to ask you this, and then you have to fill in the schools. And so, yeah. So my actual answer is different, but feel free to just enter two.
Yeah, I'm gonna just enter two because
Mhm. Yeah. And then you have to put in what degree they got. So, yeah.
okay. So I'm gonna do your first school.
Mhm.
Do
97.
okay, and I have to look up a college.
Yep. And so this is the exact same process as when you look up your colleges that you're going to add to the application.
There. Okay. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. And so, and yeah, I think you skipped it. Go back down.
No.
Oh, interesting.
But yet something's missing.
No, wait, it's
College
missing.
lookup.
Yeah, that one should be in Holyoke. You did the
Yeah,
second
I
one.
think, yeah. Well, that's okay. This happens, right? Okay, and then the second one, it was different, but I'm
Oh,
not going to change it. It's
yeah.
fine.
Okay, that's whatever.
Okay, so now if I continue, it should be green. There we go.
Yep. And then the
Um,
same thing for parent two.
yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna hit continue. Okay, and then do I have to put the number of siblings I have?
You do, you're required.
Okay.
And one of the things that you'll see, are you going to put
I'll
your
just put,
actual number of siblings? You just put one.
oh,
Yeah.
and you
And
want me to put
then,
my actual? That's way too many. So I'm just going to put one.
um, yeah. And then, this is all that's required is just their name and age.
Okay.
Oh, Jesse
Mm.
got to be there. Okay.
Yeah. What's that say? That's the one that came up in my head. Sorry to all my other siblings. They probably will never see this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And now you're to your school. And so you're going to start with that
Oh,
find school button.
okay. What do I do for homeschool?
And if you type the word homeschooled. Yeah. And be sure it's got that ED homeschooled and then click where it
Okay.
says homeschooled
Okay.
and hit continue. And now it's going to ask you for your address. And so scroll down and you don't enter your address. Don't.
Okay.
Just enter your state and your zip code. And
Okay.
if for some reason, as happened to me earlier with a student, your address auto populates, go back and remove it because it can cause a little bit of confusion on a couple
Okay.
things.
So this
So
is
hit
all I need
continue.
here.
That's all you
Okay.
need.
All right.
There you go.
Homeschooled. There
And
we
then
go.
date of entry. So since you're graduating in 2026, you probably started in 2022.
Like in August. Is that
Mhm.
fine?
Yep.
Okay.
And then even though you're homeschooled, it's not a boarding school because that's a specific designation.
Okay. Even though I,
Even though you
okay.
probably live there and you will graduate from that school. So click yes. And then put your graduation date and they just need the month. So put May or June probably of 26 or whenever it is
Yeah.
that you're
Okay.
graduating. And then
Okay.
under here, if you're graduating early or late or took a year off in the middle or taking a gap year or something, then you can put that. If you took a super senior year, for example, that would be graduated late. And then if you did those things, then it pops up with this box where you have to fill something in. You should put a nice little mini essay. Notice that you only have 250 words for this. It should be really straightforward. So don't write anything flowery like the moment that I realized, blah, blah, blah. Don't do that. It should just be like, I took a gap year in order to do this so that I could, whatever it is. Or
Right.
I had this health challenge and therefore I'm graduating late and took a super senior year. Or, yeah.
250 words only. Okay. So
Yeah,
I'm
so
going to
I would choose
say
no change in progression, so
no
you don't have to
change
fill it
because
out right now. There you
yeah,
go.
yeah. And then hit continue.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay, and so then if you attended another school, like let's say you did ninth grade somewhere, then you have to put that in. It's required. If you attended, and this applies to lots of homeschoolers, like an online school, part-time or something, don't put that here. That is just going to be confusing to admissions. And so that can be
What about dual
contextualized in your
enrollment? Does
paperwork.
that go here?
No, because it's not a high school.
Okay. Okay. So it's only high school. So I'm going to say
Mhm.
zero for me, but others may have more, and that's
Yeah,
fine.
absolutely. Yeah,
Continue.
totally okay.
Yeah. Oh, is this dual enrollment?
Yep, absolutely.
Oh,
And this
okay.
also includes, so for example, if you did a summer program and got a credit there, and if you did additional, like if you did dual enrollment online and then also at a community college, like so some homeschoolers are going to have lots of schools to put here. And so you can fill that in.
But you can only put three
That's
at the
right. You
most.
can put more in additional information.
Okay. Okay. Good. All right. So that's where you would just do the same thing, search for a college.
Yep.
Oh, it's really hard to see because it
Annandale.
doesn't.
Annandale is the main one. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. There we go. Okay.
Okay, and so then it probably for most students, dual enrollment with high school is going to be the
Okay.
answer. But summer program is a possibility depending on what you did. And then if the credit is not additionally going to be on your transcript from your homeschool parent, then you want to choose credit awarded directly by college.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you have to enter the dates that you attended this school.
Including
And
when, like, what if I'm going to do it all the way through senior year? Do I just project it
yeah, you
like
project
that?
it.
Okay,
Yep.
awesome.
And
I'm
then
not earning a degree.
so it noticed that it's not required to fill that in. Okay,
Okay,
so you're just going to do that for each of your schools,
okay,
it may have different answers for different ones. Yep,
okay,
there you go.
great. Okay, can I hit continue?
Absolutely.
Oh, graduating
Okay,
class size.
so your graduating class size, unless you're a twin or have a sibling who's graduating the same year as you, is one.
Okay,
And that's required. And then class reporting, nope, say none. And your parent is going to say none as well. And so your answers are going to match.
okay.
Don't report that you're number one in your class. That's just going to look silly. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So most people's GPA is on a 4-point scale. So choose that.
okay,
And that includes if your courses are weighted. Okay. So
okay.
your scale
Even though
could
it's
be
above a
4.
4.
So maybe your GPA is weighted and it's a 4.3 or something.
Okay,
Then, yeah. And then if you're reporting that, though, you need to choose weighted. Okay. If your GPA is really strong unweighted, you could report that. Like if you have a
okay,
4.0, that's fine. But generally, it's better to report your weighted GPA if you are using weighting. And
okay,
deciding about that is something that your parents should do, not you. And so you should talk to them about the decisions they've made.
okay. And I should check with my parents on my GPA to make sure.
Absolutely. Don't just make it up.
Okay. Is that my GPA?
Yes, absolutely. Go
Okay,
for it,
great.
kid.
Awesome. Thanks, Mom. Okay, continue. Oh, what
Okay,
is this?
so the only courses that you have to fill in are your senior year courses. And that is because
Okay,
sometimes they were on the transcript and sometimes they're not. Your parents should put them on the transcript so that colleges can see them really clearly reported exactly in the same
okay,
format as all your other courses, but you also have to fill it in. Okay. And so, first you have to list how many courses you're taking. This is just a
okay,
number. So it could be, yeah. And then the course scheduling system, is it semester or yearly? So that, again, that's going to depend. Talk to your parent
okay,
about how they have your transcript set up. Okay. So
okay,
you can have your courses might be yearly for the most part, but some of them could be dual enrollment. And those are actually semester, but the courses on the whole your school is using are yearly. So again, this is something to talk to your parent about.
okay,
Um, and then you need to fill in each course. And for this, you need to talk to your parent who has your transcript exactly how they're describing each of these courses and the exact title of it. So don't just put history. Okay.
So I
Um,
should probably have the transcript in front of me, but why I do this?
Absolutely. And it should be the
Okay,
one that your parent is going to upload. Okay.
okay. So,
And one of the things that often confuses students is let's just fill out one. Okay. So let's fill
okay,
in your English class, for example. So let's fill in the one English class. Okay.
okay,
So choose English
okay,
there. And then, so again, you don't just want to put English. Okay. You want to put the specific course. Okay.
okay.
So, what are you taking this year for English?
I don't know. You're my mom. What am I taking?
Okay.
I'm
Um,
double checking with you.
um, let's call it fantasy literature and composition.
I just want to point out again that I'm sick. I'm a little slow. Okay, what type of course is this?
Okay, so that's the thing that often trips students up. If it is an advanced placement course, which this isn't, then you definitely choose that. If it's a dual enrollment class, definitely choose that. Beyond
Okay,
that, it's up to you and your parent as to what you're going to describe the courses as. For homeschoolers, this does not matter as much as it matters for schooled students. And do not get in your head about it or spend tons of time thinking about it. Sometimes we have students and parents emailing us a dozen times about this because they're so worried, and it really doesn't matter that much. Okay. So if your parent has said that like all your academic work is honors level, feel free to choose honors. But also it is okay to choose regular standard. because the regular standard for your school is just honors level, and your parent has
Okay.
described all of this. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
And then a full year.
so, and that's, yeah, that gives you that option, full year. Mhm.
Okay. And then I hit
So,
continue.
right. And if you have classes that are semester based, you may need to choose semester based up above. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then, so if I had dual enrollment, would I put semester based?
Mhm.
And then the thing I want to point out is that even if you do semester based, you can still put some of your courses as full year.
It's full year.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if you have dual enrollment, that's the way to do it. Okay. All right. What's this?
So this is if you've won any awards, if or anything like that. If you don't have any, that's totally okay. It
Okay.
used to be that, schools used to give a lot of like, honor roll and, best academic this kind of awards, and those aren't as common anymore. So lots of students won't have anything. But if you do have, some like a scholastic award or something, like you can put
Okay.
that here. Mhm.
Okay. Let's say I have a scholastic. Oh, and you can add up to five.
Yep. So you can add five
Okay.
different awards. If you've won like a lot of things, like, you want a, state robotics championship, and you want a scholastic award, and you want a, like, a public speaking award. Like, you can just put all kinds of things here. The intention of this is really like for awards granted by your school, but like as a homeschooler, you're using the whole world. Feel free to put all of those kinds of things here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to hit continue.
Yep. Mhm. And for the
All
title,
right.
you do have, I would be more descriptive than that.
Yeah.
You want to say exactly what it is, like, Scholastic
Obviously, yeah.
Award, Silver
Don't say
Key.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Continue.
Mhm.
What's this?
So this is
Community based.
so if a organization that helps young people apply to college helped you with your application, a nonprofit organization particularly, then they'd like to
Okay.
know. Okay.
Okay.
If you received free help.
Okay.
It
I
doesn't,
didn't.
yeah, this isn't,
Okay.
this sort of not important.
This has just
If you
been
did,
gathering in.
great. If you didn't,
Yeah.
great. No problem.
Okay. Future plans.
So I just point out that like none of this is gonna deeply impact, that they're really just kind of trying to get a sense of you and like your career interests, but this doesn't bind you. Like if you choose that you want to be a business person and you end up majoring in English, they don't care. Like this is not tying you into anything. If you
Okay.
put that you want to become a doctor, but you want to major in philosophy at a school, that's fine. Like
It doesn't
it's really
matter.
okay. Nope.
Okay. All right. So just hit continue.
Yep.
Okay. Wow. Testing.
Yes. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
So this is for ACT, SAT, AP tests. Those are probably the ones that, as a homeschooler, you might have. You can, so if you've taken tests and you're going to report them to colleges, they go here. If you're not
Okay.
reporting a score, you don't need to put it here. Something that a lot of students don't know is that you can self-report your scores and that you
Okay.
put them in here. You should never send the score until you've seen it. And so the
Oh, but
free score
when I took
report,
it, they said I could send it free.
don't do that ever,
Okay. Okay.
because you never know what could go wrong. So it does
Right.
cost to send the score. So this is the self-reporting, but some schools require that you send the official score report. Many schools don't require that though. So you can
Okay.
check, you can just look up their policy or email them and ask if you can't find it
Okay.
easily. Mhm.
So I
So,
have a test.
yep, put it in.
Sure. Okay. And then you include all the ones okay. So I took the ACT and the SAT, but my SAT score wasn't great, but my ACT was pretty good. Do I have to put both in?
No. So there's only a couple of schools in the whole country, like Georgetown, for example, that asks you to report every test you've ever taken. For the
Okay.
most part, colleges want you to just report the best one, and that it's totally up to you. Mhm.
And then I have a few AP scores. Should I report those?
Great. Yep.
Okay. So I just hit
So,
that?
assuming that there are scores you want to report, you don't
Yeah.
have to report your AP scores if they're not, like, if you got a two or then that's fine. You don't have to report it. Okay.
Can I report some AP scores, but not all?
Absolutely. Again, there
Okay.
are a couple of schools that ask you to report all of them, like Georgetown, but like very rare, very, very rare. So,
Okay. And then I'm not an international applicant, so I don't have to answer that.
okay,
Okay, so I
continue.
hit continue. Okay.
And you'll notice that it came up with like the this, and then now you have to enter the number of scores you want. So like if you took it 3 times, but the third time was the best one, and you're only going to report that one, then that's fine.
Okay.
On the other hand, if you took it, 3 times and your best score was a mix, so that you're super scoring, then you might want to report all of them. So it
Okay.
just
I'm just,
up to you.
you know what? I was one of those amazing students that took it once and just hit it out of the park.
Oh, nice. Okay. What are we
So,
talking here?
you know,
35. Hey.
yeah, isn't that
I had
amazing?
no idea you were this brilliant.
Well, you really should know that.
And you'll notice that the only dates that come up are the times that there were actually tests. They want to know which date it was, and then they need the
Okay.
sub scores as well.
Okay.
And so you got to put those
Oh, and they asked the date again.
exactly because they want to know for each one. So yeah, there you go. And then the
Oh,
science section has become optional. Right now,
oh,
I would advise students to always take the science because some schools are still requiring it for the ACT.
okay.
Some scholarships, so for example, like to apply to the University of Florida, you don't need to report the science, but to get Florida Bright Futures, you need the science section. So it's
Oh,
all just being worked out. They're figuring it out. For now, I would suggest taking it. Okay.
okay.
And so you got to enter each of these things. Yep, there you go.
Okay.
And
Wow.
you'll note that it asks you about the writing down below this. And
Yeah.
generally, I would say never take the writing. It's not required for any college anymore. The score
Okay.
does not really matter. And I wouldn't report the writing score either.
Okay. And
Um,
then
and then
yeah.
And then obviously you got such a good score that you shouldn't take it again. If you are
Yay.
planning to take it in the future and you would like to send a score like afterwards, so a lot of schools will take that. So for example, maybe their deadline is in November, but you don't have your score yet, or you're planning to take it soon, and you will be able to send them the score before they make their final decision or send you the decision, then you can do that.
Okay.
And so they can be like, oh, this student is planning to retake this. We'd like to see if their score goes up. So that's
Oh, and then
possible.
you have to put the date. Okay.
Yep. Mhm.
Nice. Okay. And then I hit continue.
Yep. And I just point out too that that 35 you should report everywhere. But let's say you have a more modest score, which would be more common. It may be that you're going to apply with a test for some schools and test optional for some others, and that's
Okay.
totally fine as well. You can even remove the score, but there's also a box that you check, and it should block it. But if you want to be 100%, you can go back there, take the score out, send the application, and then it
Then
won't be
put it back.
there, and then add it
Okay.
back for the next school. You can do that actually with anything. So, for example, if you're applying to a school that where you're applying for one major and then at another school for another major, maybe you swap the order of a couple of activities so that it stands out a little more. Or maybe you actually have a different essay for one school because their supplemental essay question was very similar to what you wrote for the Common App. So you use a different Common App essay
So
and you
you have
use
a
that. So
lot of control over this.
you have complete control and you can change anything in between submitting. So like also if you realize, oh no, there was a typo or I made a mistake, you can go back and fix
Right.
it. Mhm.
Hmm. That's great. Okay. I'm going to just report one AP.
Okay, go for it. And then
So,
yep, this and these really they're no stakes. Anytime you're reporting an AP test, it's it's all good basically.
okay.
Uh, and you can report AP tests without reporting an SAT or ACT score. So like you could leave that four in even if you're applying to a school that and that
That's
might be a
optional.
reason. Yeah, test optional. Yeah.
And then what? I just hit continue.
Mhm. Yep.
Yay. Oh, activities. This
Okay,
overwhelms
so
me.
Yeah, this is actually pretty complex and probably, there's a chance that you will write this up elsewhere and copy it in or like,
Right.
workshop it a little bit and play around with
Yeah.
it. This is something where you might want some help from someone to read it over and edit it. But you definitely want to report activities. They're very important to colleges. Some students and families don't really realize this until they get to this section and they're like, oh. Um, Everything you do, okay, should be either on your transcript or on this activity list. And if it's on your transcript, unless it's so robust that you're doing it way beyond a credit, it should not be on your activity list. And if it's on your activity list, again, same thing, it should not be a credit. So you want to be sure that, like, if you're doing piano, but your mom has put piano down as a credit, piano one, piano two, etc., then be sure that like it's not also an
So,
activity. Yep. Unless you've got your piano lessons as a credit that your parent put down, and then, the concerts that you play in are the activity. So unless it's divided
okay.
up.
So I feel like this is something you should do with your parent and with your transcript.
Yep, absolutely. And also, hobbies count. It doesn't have to be something super official. Like, you don't have to be on track team to put down running as an activity. It can just be a personal hobby. That's fine. Same thing
Right.
with, like, you don't have to be in an official arts group to put down I draw as an activity. Okay. You don't have to have any awards for it. If it's something that you spend time doing, it can be down. Okay. So,
Okay.
so keep that in mind. The most important activity goes at the top. Okay. So the thing you most want to show colleges, the thing that you
Is that
did for the
activity one?
longest. Yeah, that's activity one. And you
Okay.
can move them around. You can change your mind and literally reorder them. Okay.
So I was in robotics for 4 years. I would put that as one for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's a
Okay.
big time commitment. And then you want
Yeah.
to put
Oh,
the
yeah.
position.
Hours.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. So go back up here. So let's talk about this. So robotics. So that's the
Okay.
activity type. And then the
Okay.
position, and you get 50 characters for this. So maybe you changed positions, like maybe you started as a participant and then became a team lead, and then after that, became the lead
Head
of something
coder.
else. Yeah, there you go. And so you can fit in a lot of information there that already is describing that. Okay. And then
Okay.
under that is the organization name. And you don't have to put an organization. So, like, for example, all those things that we were talking about, like if you have a running hobby or a hiking hobby or something, maybe that doesn't have an organization. But if this probably does, and again, it can get in a little bit more information sometimes about what it is. Okay. Okay. And then under that,
Okay.
so now you get 150 characters. This is
Oh,
really
that's
short.
that's not a lot.
No, it's really
What
not.
do I do?
Focus on verbs. Okay. So, what are some of the things you did in robotics?
Well, I was a team leader and I coded and I went to nationals and
Yeah. So, you want to cram as much into this as possible. And you want to say something like, coded software, collaborated with your team, moderated disputes because you were a team leader, something like that. Attend nationals, attend
yeah.
tournaments. So you want to use lots of those types of big verbs to describe what you did. Okay. And
Okay.
this is why this takes longer and you might have to kind of workshop it. You might start by having a brainstorming sheet off of this.
I just gonna jump out of student mode here for a second
Mhm.
since I mostly work on this with students. Sometimes you really need to workshop this several times and
Yeah.
reorder it to get the ordering you want. A lot of
Mhm.
schools look at all, you can put up to 10 activities. Not all schools will look at all 10.
Mhm.
So the first 3 or 5 should be the most important. Things you do on your own can be in here. College Essay Guy has a really good resource for this if you're doing it on your own and don't have anyone helping you, including a list of verbs and stuff. And Colorado College, did you see that video? I really liked it
I
on
did. Yeah.
activities. And they really, talk about how you can do stuff that you just did on your own and everything, and they just really want to learn about you as a student. So
Yep.
don't overthink this, and just make sure everything you did in high school is somewhere, either, as Farrah said, on your transcript or in the activity list, because it helps them get to know you.
Yeah. And then this also, like, timing of participation. I think also this is
Yeah,
something that intimidates students. So
yeah,
you do want to estimate, like, robotics is a really interesting case because it's something that you probably do all year. But like some weeks it is a 40-hour job and
yeah. Like
other
in the
weeks
spring,
it's
it's
an
a lot.
hour. Yeah. And
Yeah. So what do
so,
I do?
well, so like, you just have to estimate what it sort of averaged out to. So, okay. And then weeks spent per year. So this also will contextualize. The other thing you can do for activities is, like, if there's one activity that you do, but you do it in a lot of different ways, you might split it up. So, for example, robotics, like if you mentor a team, that could be a whole separate activity, like a younger kids team. It's a common
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
If your robotics team does a ton of outreach, you could break that out. So like community outreach could be like a separate part of this. So again, it just depends. On the other hand, if do a lot of little things, like particularly like a lot of students, maybe you volunteer at a soup kitchen, like every once in a while, volunteer at a clothes closet every once in a while, like, but these things are kind of sporadic. You can lump them all in together and be like various volunteering activities, and then it
Right.
sort of adds up to something.
And then it
So,
doesn't take a lot of the space either.
right. So you have tons of control over this, over how
Okay.
you're going to present yourself and what order to put these things in.
Do I click this? And what if I click
Uh,
it and then I don't do it in college? Does that
It's
matter?
not binding. They do want to see that you're going to continue some things. But
Okay,
if
so
you're
hit
really
yes
kind
for
of done
some.
with something, like if you're not going to do robotics anymore, it's fine to click no. So I would say for at least one of your activities, hopefully you can click yes, because they do want to see that you're going to, bring your expertise and continue it in.
One thing I want to say real quick is, because I get this question from so many students, is what's my activity type? And oh, I don't really know what it is. Can I put other club activity, or what do I need to do? And my answer is just match it as best you can. They're not looking at that super closely. And you can always put other if you need to.
Add
Yeah.
add another one, because I want you
Okay.
to show something. So just add
Okay.
something really simple. Um,
Art.
Great.
What do you want
And
me to
then
say?
if you're just solo, maybe you just put artist. So maybe this is like
Okay.
personal hobby, so just put artist.
Yeah.
And then there's no
Okay.
organization, that's fine.
Is that
And
okay?
then that's completely okay. And then,
Okay.
use digital tools, I mean, just describe the art that
Yeah.
you do. Um, uploaded pieces to website, whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's say you've realized that this activity is so important and you're going to apply for art. Go up, so scroll up. Hey, see that little arrow? You can change this activity and move it
Oh,
up.
so nice.
So this one probably you shouldn't, you do have to fill everything in. So this is going to
Right.
remain a little circle, but I think this is really useful, so that you can sort of, if you get everything in, you can move it around. You don't have to like delete everything and re-enter it.
Okay. Nice. That's really good. And then but no, I want robotics, I can do that.
Exactly. Yeah. Mhm. Okay.
Perfect.
So
Okay.
there's something new on the Common App this year, and that's this next section. So hit continue.
Oh, what's this?
So this is responsibilities and circumstances. So they're really trying to highlight those things are important. They really want to take them into account. So if any of those things apply to you, select that you do them. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then
And then
but
what's
if not,
this?
that's okay. Um,
Okay.
yeah. So then additionally, they want to know about circumstances. So do you have to commute 60 minutes or more to go to school every day? So probably that doesn't apply to homeschoolers.
Right.
But other things like homelessness, or living without consistent heat or power, or internet, they want to know
Yeah.
if you've experienced any of these circumstances.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And that you're required to choose none of these if that's true.
Okay. So I just hit continue.
Mhm.
Well, these hurt me if I have to hit one of them.
No, Colleges just want to know about your context and they want
Okay.
to understand. So, for example, if you weren't able to do a lot of activities, then this helps explain some of that to them and helps
Okay.
contextualize it.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay, so you should not draft your personal essay here. You should draft it
Oh,
in Word, or Google Docs, or
okay.
Writer, or
Okay.
whatever word processing program you choose. Okay, so that's the first thing I'll say. And then the second, and then you should copy paste it in here. Okay,
What's this first
the
box though? Do
so
I hit I?
this is just, yeah, you just click that you understand. That's it.
Okay.
And then you don't have a list of colleges there. So what it's going to say is which colleges require it and which
Oh,
colleges
okay.
don't. Mhm.
Okay.
So that's all it is. And then
Okay.
here's the list of prompts. These prompts are not a requirement exactly because the last prompt is just share an essay on a topic of your choice. Okay. So these prompts are just jumping off points. Most admissions officers say that they don't even look to see which prompt you chose. So don't
Oh,
overthink that. These prompts are just ideas of things you can write about. They're not the list
okay.
of things you have to write about. So they're just
Okay.
trying to get your ideas going. Okay. Even if you do that last one and the topic of your choice, it should be something about you personally. Okay. And this is an outside the box creative essay. It is not a thesis paper. Okay. So go look at, if you don't have support for this, go look at resources about how to write a personal statement and, look at some examples of what that looks like and,
Okay.
know that it can be really outside the box. And then the word counter for this is the exact same one in Google Docs. It's literally using Google Docs. And so you can copy paste it from there and that will work really well. Okay. There are some rules for this, like uh, do not talk badly about your parents in your essay. Like that's not a good look. It's also not a good look to talk badly about your peers or your teachers. They don't want you to be a negative person. And they
Okay.
also, you can share something that was difficult for you or but be sure that if you are sharing something that was difficult for you that you're showing a good side of yourself or a way that you've changed. And there are some things that you shouldn't share or focus on, um, even if there are things that you've experienced, like don't share that you broke the law generally.
Not a good
Don't
idea.
share that you were using drugs or drinking.
Never.
Don't do those things.
Okay. So I would put something there, hit continue.
Yep, copy paste it in.
Okay. And then additional information.
So additional information is stuff that didn't fit. And so this can be a lot of different things. It could be about like a health issue. It could be about a
Okay.
family issue. It could be good information, like maybe there was a really important activity, but it just didn't fit in there. Or earlier we mentioned how some students have a lot of dual enrollment colleges. Like
Right.
if you ran over for that, maybe you need to add that here.
So that would
Um,
be down here in the lower one where you get 300 words. And the
yep,
challenges or circumstances, you get 250.
yep, exactly. And for
But if I
these,
have nothing, I can hit no. I can just,
yeah, and you're not expected to fill these out. And these are ones
okay.
where, unlike your Common App essay, which might be kind of, like lots of good writing and like dig in
Yeah.
and like show an interesting moment.
Right.
These are just straightforward, like just like what we talked about with changing a school, like or taking a gap year or something. Like what happened? What is it that you need to share? Very brief, to the point.
Okay. All right. Then I'm going to hit continue and we're almost done. And I have nothing for courses and grades.
This is a section that only some colleges require, so don't start doing this until you have a school that says it's required because it takes a
Right.
lot of time. And if you do have to do this, then you need to fill out with your transcript, the official transcript that your parent is definitely sending to colleges right next to you so that you can exactly copy what's on that transcript into this. They're basically hiring you to do data entry for your own application if you do this.
And I think a good idea is to maybe have a parent go over it to make sure everything is copied exactly as it should be.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now can I hit go to my colleges?
Absolutely. But you don't have
Yay.
any
Woo.
colleges yet.
Oh no. What do I do?
So you need to here go back to the home button. So anytime, so that's
Okay.
telling you one option, but let's go back to your dashboard. Okay, so there are
Okay.
two places that you can get to colleges. So one is down there in the middle at the bottom. It says search colleges. Also
Okay.
on the left bar, there's a college search. So go ahead and click
Okay.
that. And let's add a couple colleges. Where are you going to add? Where are you applying, Jilly?
Um, I'm going to apply to schools that I've heard interesting things about.
Your kids attended.
Colorado College, huh? That sounds good. Hamilton?
They use a block schedule at Colorado. Hamilton's a great
Yeah.
school.
Okay. I'm just going to do two schools right now.
Okay, that's fine. So now that they're there, on that left side, you can go back to the dashboard or to my colleges. Any of those are going to take you. Okay, so
Oh, let
now
me
we're
go.
on my
Yeah.
colleges. Yeah. Here, go back to my colleges. Go to my
Okay.
colleges. So you see they pop up in the middle there. And
Yeah.
now on the
Yeah.
left, where you click that and they're listed. So click Colorado.
Okay.
And now you see there's
Ooh.
a whole other section of
Wow.
information to fill out just for that school. And so sometimes that information will repeat a little bit the things that you've already filled out, but a lot of the time it's asking you about what major you want at that school specifically. Sometimes they want to know which clubs you might want to participate in. For public universities, they want to know if you're in state or out of state. Sometimes they have
Okay.
some specific questions dealing with like if your parents are in the military. They want to know when you're starting, if you have done certain things, if you're applying to their honors college, if you're applying to a special thing. So each school's set of questions is going to be different. And so I don't want to go through those. I want to show you something that is going to apply to
Okay.
all the schools. So that you just kind of have to go through. This is also where their supplemental essays will pop up, and you'll notice
Yeah.
there's one
Here's,
right there. Yeah.
yeah.
And so sometimes it'll say writing and you can see what it is, but you'll note Colorado's doesn't say writing, and yet there's some writing to do. It's got a 300-word little mini essay about their block plan and why it's right for you. So you just kind of have to go through those and see what are those supplemental essays. Do not save this part for the last minute. It is not quick because
Okay.
sometimes it's fast, but sometimes they have these essays and sometimes they're longer even than that 300 words. And they matter a lot. And
Okay.
unlike the Common App essay where I said like, hey, you can get really creative and write what you want, these supplemental questions 100% answer the question. Okay. It's
So
nice if
about the
you can
block
also
plan.
show
Yeah.
some things. They're very unique about you. Also, if they are asking about, why do you want to go to this school? Do not tell them about their school. They already know about their school. What they don't
Can
know
I
about
say
is
I like
you.
the weather? I like the weather.
No,
Can I
never
talk
say you
about the
like the
weather?
weather. I just want to go surf. Um,
That's
don't do
true.
that. Yeah,
Okay.
so you want to tell them about yourself. Like, why are you right for their school? This is a chance for you to
Okay.
sell yourself. Okay.
Okay.
Other things also, like if they ask you about leadership or your community or something, talk
Right.
about you. Like, be sure you're answering the question. Okay.
So this is
So
academics. This is all just
yeah,
like,
context, like they want to know how you want to be
yeah.
contacted, family, Okay. But we want to go to
Okay.
recommenders and FERPA.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
So
What do I
this
do?
is So FERPA is the law that says that you can see your academic records, and they want to inform you about your FERPA rights. So click the authorization.
Okay.
And the first part just explains what FERPA is. You can read it, but really it's just a law saying you have the right to see your academic records. So say that you understand.
Okay.
And then you're going to waive your FERPA rights for your recommenders. And it's
Okay.
important to do that because they they want to see the recommendations from your teacher recommenders without you interfering in those recommendations. When you waive this right, it is only for those letters. You're not waiving your FERPA rights forever. You're not waiving your FERPA rights for the school you get into, just to see those specific
So it's
letters and
okay to
nothing
do
else.
it. It's
Totally
okay.
fine. No ramifications. It's not hurting.
Okay.
It's
It's
just
just
helping.
okay. Okay. So I do that. Ooh, and then all this pops up.
Now you get this. Okay. So every school has different rules about their recommenders. Some want
Okay.
lots, others want none. So it really varies. Okay. So the
Okay.
first one there is your counselor. And so that is, if you're a homeschooler, that's your parent. Okay. And so you're going to
Okay.
choose invite counselor and you're going to put in and check with your parent who is doing this. Is it your mom, your dad, whatever, and enter their email address and their name, and then hit invite. Okay.
Oh God.
So,
I know every time. Okay. I don't want
oh
to
my
invite
gosh,
anyone.
poor fake. They're going to get so many things. That's probably like a real address.
I know. I know.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay. And then, yep. So invite. There you go. Okay. And then once you've done that, it says what that person is required to do and if they've done it or not. You just sent the
Okay.
invitation. It's fine that it's not done. One thing you can do for your parent is hit enable preview if you want them to be able to look at your application. And then, yep. And then you can choose and just hit enable. And then that means they can see the application. They can't change your application. You are in charge of your application, not your parent.
Okay.
Okay. So you also can disable the preview if they decide like to comment on
Okay.
your essay and you don't like what they have to say. So teachers, this school requires 2 teachers anytime for a homeschooler. Those should be not your parent. And when you send those invites, they should be someone who you have already asked.
Okay.
And it should be someone who you feel really confident about, will write you something nice.
Okay.
And so you can invite those folks. And then other recommenders, yeah. So invite me as your teacher, even though you shouldn't do that.
No, I'll
Um,
invite. You know, I've got this really great teacher.
oh, good. There you go.
It's at Moth
Oh,
Learning.
that I hear she's wonderful. Her book
Yeah,
clubs
she's
are so
pretty
good.
good. Yeah. Okay.
Um, and you
Weirdly
need your
has my
teacher's
name.
name. Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
bizarre. And then you want to choose that they, yep, there you go. Yep, and invite. And there you go. And so now, okay, so now you've got that teacher there, and I'm going to show you something about that in just a minute. So scroll on down.
Okay.
I'm going to show
Okay.
you one other thing. So they're
Okay.
also on here as an advisor. So let's say that you don't want to enable preview for your parent, but let's say you've got a college advisor or something, that's where you would enter their name.
Okay.
So
Okay.
maybe like your cousin has been helping you and is going to be the person to check it over, or you can do that and invite them. But you're not required to have an advisor. It's not a big deal.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So now what I want you to do is go to Hamilton, and I'm just going to show you
Okay.
something. So go to so first of all, you can see immediately that they have some slightly different choices in their application. So it's going to be a whole application of their own, and they may have their own supplemental question. Okay, but go to recommenders in FERPA. Okay, so the
Oh,
counselor is there. You can only have one counselor. Okay, so that counselor is your counselor for all the schools. However, for
okay.
teachers, there's nobody here. So you need to add one is required for this school. So choose there, click it,
Oh,
and then that's the only teacher you've entered. But you could have, say, 4 in there, and you could pick which one is the one that you want. Okay.
yeah.
And then the other recommender, that's the same thing. They don't require any, but if you have one, you could add an other recommender. That's a coach, a boss at a job, a minister or a rabbi or an imam or something. Like it can be whatever.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, mhm,
So
yep,
once I add a recommender to one school, I can add them to other schools.
exactly. They
And
will
do they
only
get
get it. They
emails
just,
over and over?
nope, they'll get one email to invite them. And then additionally, if you want to send them a reminder, then see that little
This
there's like
thing.
a little arrow, that thing, it says resend. And so if
Oh,
you
okay.
click that, it will send it to them again. So if you are getting a
How
couple
many
weeks before
times
your
should I do that?
deadline, so I would say don't do it incessantly. but if it's been once it's been like maybe, unless they told you, once it's been like a couple weeks after you sent it the first time, feel free to do it again. And then also if it's, a couple weeks before your deadline, send it again. Okay.
Okay.
But
That's great.
some recommenders are a little bit last minute, so don't panic. Feel free to remind them. You can also just reach out to them through email
Yeah,
yourself.
which is probably
Okay.
nice to do it that way.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Where's early action and early decision?
Oh, that's I saw that at Hamilton. Oh, it's right here. Preferred start term. No.
No, that's just your term.
Well, wait a minute. If I hit it, there it goes.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, so this is where you want to choose if you're applying early action, and you should apply early action everywhere that offers early action. You can apply to as many as you want that way. However, if you choose early decision, that's binding unless they give you a financial offer that's completely out of whack with what they promised in their net price calculator. And if you do early decision, then that your parent has to sign something twice. Once as your parent and once as your counselor. And and once you get in, you're required to remove all your other applications.
So I have to sign
So
it too.
yep, because they want you
Oh,
to understand that if you get into this school, you have to go. So your parents should, if you are so in love with the school, it can help you get in, but you have to be able to pay for it. Okay, so you can't choose it if you can't pay for it. So your parents need to look very carefully with you as to whether or not that's an okay thing for you to do.
and I would just put in here too that if you're lower income or low income, do net price calculator at these schools because sometimes you get a really good aid package and you can do early decision even in that situation. Okay, great.
Okay,
Anything
wait.
else before my,
Yeah,
oh,
go back to your colleges. I'm going to show you
okay.
one last thing. Okay.
Okay, my voice is going. Which one should I go
Yep.
to?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So you cannot accidentally submit an application. That's something that some
Oh,
people worry about.
okay.
It is so super clear. Okay, so once you have filled out everything, then there'll be something here to review and submit, and you'll have to look at a PDF of the whole application and everything. And that it
Okay.
will ask you if that's okay and that you want to submit it, and you'll sign it and submit it. And then it'll give you a little button that you can press, and confetti will appear. So
Oh, and the confetti is so nice.
it is. It's very
Yeah,
nice. Good design.
it's my favorite
So,
thing.
yeah, absolutely.
What's direct admission?
So, direct admissions is where you apply and get a decision on the spot. Okay. And you absolutely can use this. And if you're going to do direct admissions as a homeschooler, I would say the Common App is the way to do it. And I mean, this is nice because it can be immediate, and you'll feel more relaxed once you have an offer
Because you
from
have a
one of these
school, you have a
schools.
decision. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like filling out any of the others. It's just that they're going
right.
to look at, your GPA and your test score or whatever that you've
And
self-reported.
give you a question and answer. Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes that decision is contingent on someone going back through and reviewing it, but usually they can look at it and say,
Okay. All right.
yep.
That's nice. I like direct admissions.
Mhm.
Do I fill out the FOSFA here? Because it says financial aid.
Nope, it's its own thing. This just tells you about how to get to financial aid. They
Oh,
just are
okay.
trying to arm
Oh,
you
there's
with
the, yeah.
information. They've got links.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, nice. And scholarships. That's great.
Yep.
Okay. I think that's everything.
Yay!
Hopefully this
Um,
will help people
this video is long. We're going to edit it down, but
as much as I'm going to edit it.
yes, you're going to do it. But I just think that most of this stuff is pretty obvious, but just there's a few
Yeah, I
things
agree.
that yeah.
Definitely. And also I just want to say, again, that I'm sick. So the coughing and my voice, that's fine.
It's going to be immortalized forever, Jill.
It is. It is. This is me sick. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.